Do you guys know that 343 BCE to 340 BCE, there was a trial in Athens against the one by the name of Neaira? Neaira was a Metic. A Metic is somebody who is a resident of Athens that is not a citizen. Well, by this time in Athens, Pericles, who had been dead for a long time, had a law passed that in order to be an Athenian citizen, both parents of the child had to be Athenian citizens. So the father and the mother, though women weren't technically citizens, her father had to have been a citizen type deal. So Neaira, who was a courtesan, or Hetaira, a very wealthy, powerful, influential courtesan, married a man by the name of Stephanus. Stephanus brought her back to Athens, and the trial against her was about the legality of the citizenship part of her children. So a man by the name of Polydorus had his son Theomenitus take her to court to say that she was trying to pass her children off as citizens. And he was trying to say that one of her children, potentially a man by the name of Stephanus, who was named after his father, Stephanus, was trying to claim Athenian citizenship and inherit the property and everything of his father, Stephanus. The problem is that if he was not an Athenian citizen, he couldn't inherit it, or rather he couldn't claim to be an Athenian citizen himself if both parents weren't. So what had ended up happening is, or rather, before I get to that, most likely Stephanus wasn't the child of Neaira. He was probably already the child of Stephanus from a previous marriage. And then Neaira became his stepmother. But Apollodorus wasn't a big fan of Stephanus' family, and so it was basically slander, but there was no true way to prove whether or not in regard to if Neaira was Stephanus' mother or not. In the end, the argument was all sorts of botched, contradictory and everything, but we don't actually know the result of the actual trial. We do know that if convicted of being guilty, Neaira, who was not allowed to speak on her own behalf, by the way, if convicted, she would have been sold to slavery, had all of her property sold, and chances are her children could have been sold to slavery as well. But we don't actually know if that happened. Chances are it probably didn't happen because there's a lot of contradictory evidence in Apollodorus' speech against her. But we don't know.